The Indiana Fever must get rid of Kelsey Mitchell. I said it. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever have to move on from Kelsey Mitchell.
Caitlin Clark's era starts now, but at what cost? Ladies and gentlemen, today we have to dive into a conversation that is uncomfortable, unavoidable, and frankly, heartbreaking for some. Brace yourselves, because the honeymoon in Indianapolis is officially over. All those cute Instagram posts, the pre-game tunnel outfits, the viral clips of smiles, laughter, and everyone basking in the historic wave of the Caitlin Clark economy. They're about to collide head-on with the cold, brutal, unforgiving reality of professional sports. We're not talking about a minor setback or a small problem. We're staring down the barrel of a financial apocalypse for the Indiana Fever, a crisis that could reshape this franchise for years to come, and it revolves entirely around one player, one contract, and one excruciating decision that the front office must make immediately: Kelsey Mitchell. Let me be brutally clear, and I don't care whose feelings get hurt in the process. If Kelsey Mitchell refuses to accept a substantial pay cut, the Fever must pack her bags and let her walk. The era of Kelsey Mitchell in Indiana must come to a hard, non-negotiable end if this team has any serious hopes of building a multi-year dynasty around the single greatest point guard the WNBA has ever seen. And yes, I know that will enrage some fans. I know the die-hard Fever faithful love Kelsey. She's been a loyal soldier, a scorer through the darkest years, a warrior who never quit, a bucket-getter whose talent is undeniable. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Talent alone does not win championships in a salary cap league. Every dollar you give one player is a dollar ripped from another, and right now, the Fever are staring at a mathematical nightmare that could permanently slam the championship window shut before Caitlin Clark even reaches her absolute peak.
And likely supermax salary. As Constable noted, if Mitchell were to receive the new max, her contract combined with Clark's and Boston's will leave Indiana with well less than the new average player salary to spend to fill out the roster under the $5.65 million.
Let's break it down. The new collective bargaining agreement sets a hard salary cap at $5.65 million. That's it. That's the pie, the full pie, and there are no extras. If the Fever grant Kelsey Mitchell her supermax, she's claiming roughly 20% of that pie all on her own. And that's not the end of the problem. Aaliyah Boston, the former #1 overall pick, Rookie of the Year, and the undisputed anchor in the paint, will be eligible for her max extension next season. And then, the year after that, Caitlin Clark herself, the ultimate golden goose of women's basketball, will demand the largest supermax contract in league history. Sign Kelsey now, and suddenly you're committing over 60% of your salary cap to 3 players. And what about the rest of the roster? What about the bench? The depth? The future? There's nothing left. You're left signing G League call-ups, undrafted rookies, and minimum salary veterans just to have bodies to suit up. We've seen this story before. Look at the Phoenix Suns with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. All their eggs in 3 baskets, no bench, no depth, and they got humiliated in the playoffs. Basketball is a team sport. Championships aren't won with 3 stars and 9 spectators. But it doesn't stop there. Sign Kelsey at max, and you're destroying the chemistry we all fell in love with last season. Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham, the defensive stalwarts, the enforcers, the players who gave Caitlin Clark the space to dominate, could walk. Trey Letches could get pushed out. You're dismantling the locker room balance, breaking hearts, and risking the structural integrity of the franchise. Let me put it this way. Caitlin Clark doesn't need another guard hogging the ball for 15 seconds of the shot clock. She doesn't need another scorer stealing her spotlight. What she needs are elite, switchable, relentless defenders, sharpshooters waiting to punish a double team, and enforcers willing to get their hands dirty to protect her. Let Hull and Cunningham walk just to satisfy Kelsey Mitchell's ego, and you're leaving your franchise quarterback completely exposed, like building a mansion with a Ferrari in the driveway and no locks on the doors.
You better do the right thing. If you guys give Kelsey Mitchell a full-on max contract, it is a bad thing. That means we won't be keeping Lexi Hall. We won't be able to keep Sophie Cunningham. They're not going to play for...
The solution is clear if you look at championship dynasties. Take the Las Vegas Aces. Aya Wilson, arguably the greatest player in the world today, intentionally left 20% of her maximum salary on the table because she wanted rings, not just money. She looked at the roster, said, "Keep my money, pay Chelsea Gray, pay Jackie Young, pay Kelsey Plum, let's build a dynasty." and she did. Tom Brady did the same with the New England Patriots for 2 decades. He sacrificed individual wealth so the team could dominate for years. That's what champions do. They think beyond themselves. And now, we must ask the brutal, unavoidable question. Is Kelsey Mitchell willing to do the same? Is she willing to look at Stephanie White and say, I know I'm a max player. I know I could get a massive contract elsewhere, but I want to win with Caitlin Clark, so I'll take a pay cut to allow this team to keep its core and build a dynasty? Let's be honest, probably not. And I don't blame her. She's older than Clark and Boston. She's entering the back half of her prime. This is her last chance at a life-changing contract. She's worked years in Indiana, paid her dues, and feels entitled to the max. But the reality is harsh. The Fever cannot operate on loyalty or sentimentality. They must operate with cold, ruthless logic. Their one job is to maximize Caitlin Clark's championship window. Give Kelsey the max, and that window slams shut. Clark will spend years playing with minimum-wage bench players who can't pass, can't defend, and can't create opportunities. There's one potential loophole, a single-year core designation, but even that is a temporary patch and risks Hull and Cunningham's futures.
You got to take pay cuts, okay? Asia Wilson took less than what she could have gotten, okay? She took less. Wilson wasn't the highest paid player in the league or even on her team last year. That was Jewel Lloyd.
Building a dynasty is about breaking hearts. Bill Bitch and Pat Riley did it before. The Indiana Fever are at that crossroads. Kelsey Mitchell has been phenomenal, deserving of every penny, but she simply cannot fit in the budget without destroying the team. Stephanie White, Kelly Krakoff, and the Fever front office, the world is watching. You've been handed Caitlin Clark, possibly the greatest gift in the history of women's basketball. Don't fumble it. Let Kelsey chase her money elsewhere, Chicago, Toronto, wherever. Keep your cap space, pay your elite defenders, resign your enforcers, and build an impenetrable fortress around number 22. Loyalty to the past is over. The future starts now. Make the tough call, rip off the Band-Aid, and let the Caitlin Clark era truly begin. The stakes have never been higher, the drama never more intense, and every decision will echo for years. This is not just basketball. This is legacy. This is dynasty building. And every Fever fan needs to pay attention, because the next move could change the history of the franchise forever.